We actually went to school with 2 Marleys.
Okay. And so is that someone that, so when he said Marley's, did you know what he was talking about?
Not instantly, no. Marley's is lived
When
at
I'm
in that
talking, you
location.
don't interrupt, okay?
I was answering.
When these messages you're seeking to introduce now are messages that between you and a former lover or boyfriend or whatever, and you're asking him questions about whether or not he remembers the ghost that supposedly, and you're asking him to give you evidence that you can use, he can come in and testify, but you cannot use his statements in a text message as a means of being able to establish what he would say otherwise. So I sustain the objection. This is not admissible as well. You have
They
another
not use
document.
They have. Can I ask a question also? Because I would like to know, because almost every one of their evidence is text messages that they didn't bring somebody in. That was text message. They didn't bring somebody in to testify that was.
But those were text messages involving you, and it included statements that you were making.
These are
But what the problem with the last document that I sustained their objection to is that you were seeking to introduce what he says by making self-serving statements of your own. You're saying, you're asking him questions about this ghost situation in any event.
Well, I was just want to know, because they said that in her report, she has as fact that I was evicted, but she has no proof or anything. So that's technically hearsay from Terry Lynn, but it was able to be sustained in court. And that's what I'm curious about.
A report is not evidence. It's simply a report by the guardian ad litem assigned to it. And you need to understand that while I'm willing to try to give you some guidance, you're on your own. You've had the opportunity to hire a lawyer. You have not been quiet. You have not done so. And as a result of that, you're bound by the same rules of evidence that the other side is bound by. So if you have an objection to any of their others, you should make it. If you don't, then we need to go forward with what else you want to hear, what else you want to produce.
I had to provide a lawyer for myself. I didn't have my mom paying for it like he did, and I had to find a job because I wasn't allowed to have a job while I married to him.
I don't need you to explain anything. I'm simply stating you've been given an opportunity to hire counsel. You're not entitled to appointed counsel, and as a result of that, all right, so here we have a statement or a text message that is from Dylan, and this is from Dylan to you.
It is from Dylan to me.
All right, that would be admissible because it's a statement of a party opponent, and it's on November the 9th. What is it you're asking? Why is this relevant? This is the one where it says, what do I need to do because I'm about to freeze to death?
That is where he left me for hours in a parking lot at Dollar General in 37-degree weather to go hang out at his mom's house and to do things at his mom's.
Okay. I'll mark that as the next. We'll make these a collective. Any that I will allow that one. This is another message from Dylan to you, April 19th. What does this one show? Why is it relevant? Well, this is the same one that you had talked about earlier, where it says that Mr. Boyd was talking about him and Hammy were about to microdose some mushrooms from Marley's and go. I don't think we've made that an exhibit. Did we make that an exhibit?
And this is where this one is, yes.
I'm going to make these a collective. These would be admissible.
This is one where I am basically begging him to just be a dad or a part of the family, and he's telling me I should, and where after he had tried to throw me to the ground, and he's saying that I should just have him arrested and all this, and then.
What does this show in this series that you feel like is relevant?
This is where they're talking about that I've been the one showing abuse and neglect and stuff throughout it, and this is him admitting to the fact that he was actually doing that, and that he was admitting to not being there as a parent or as a spouse, and also throwing me to the ground, trying to throw me to the ground, physically.
I'll allow those to be exhibited.
Eh.
We're making a collective exhibit, so I'm not actually,
Which one
it's going
was
to be
that?
collective exhibit 10.
All three of them? So the one is where they're saying Aiden doesn't smile, and that's what we get out of Aiden all the time, and how Colin and Aiden don't hang out, and that's what they're like all the time. They right up each other's butts almost all the time. And then the other one is a photo of my back after Dylan once, at one of the times he forced sex upon me while 3 feet away from our son. That's the reason why our son would ask why he'd hurt me at night.
All right, I'm going to take this set of text message photos and make them a collective exhibit 10, is that what you said? Then the next document you're asking are 2 photos, one of 2 boys laying on a couch.
Yeah, they're laying on the bed, shit hanging out, very annoyed that mom came to take a photo and bother them, but that's them all the time. They're either
Yes.
playing Roblox, outside playing, building forts, playing jumping on the trampoline.
All right, this is the one I'm talking about. This
That's
is
the kids that they say don't get along and can't play together.
We will mark that
that's
as
them.
exhibit 12, 11. And then you had another photograph of a child.
Smiling. They say Aiden doesn't smile anymore, but this is what we get all the time. This
And
is
this is
Aiden all the
Aiden?
time. Yes, sir. Aiden all the time.
Mark
Big old
this.
happy smile.
We'll mark this as a part of the collective exhibit 11. And then this other photograph is of,
It's my back after Dylan forced sex upon me while 3 feet away from our son, as he did multiple times, especially closer to the end of our relationship this
how
past
did
year.
the red marks on your
That's from
back?
his arm.
We'll mark this as exhibit 12. Can you keep up? All right. Anything else that you want to?
No, sir.
So that concludes all of the exhibits. Is there anything else you want to say before we allow the other side to cross-examine you again? So,
I'd like to also correct the thing, because I said it was I don't know if somebody heard me say that it was a 2-bedroom house we lived in, but it's technically a 4-bedroom house, and have another room put to it also. I don't know if maybe I didn't know if that got put in as it's a 2-bedroom house, but it is a 4-bedroom house with 2 bathrooms.
all right. But currently, are they all 4 being used as bedrooms?
One of them is going to be used as Aiden's bedroom. It is not being used as a bedroom right now because Aiden has not been cleared to stay there, but it will be used as Aiden's bedroom completely.
Miguel, you wish to ask any additional questions based on her testimony up to this point?
Are there 2 rooms being used as bedrooms right now?
There are 3 rooms out of 4
Right
rooms.
now, are there 2
3
rooms?
rooms being used as bedrooms right now out of 4 bedrooms.
Okay, so you're in the master. The Armstead's children are where?
Colin is in Colin's room. Bella is in her own room. And Lillian will be in Bella's room. She is in a crib right now.
Where had Aiden stayed?
Aiden will have the 4th room.
Okay. And has he stayed overnight there in the past?
He has had 2 sleepovers before this whole thing even started with Colin, with little Colin.
Not since you've moved, so since
No,
you've moved
since
into
I've
the
been in
house,
there,
he's
he has
not?
not slept over there.
Okay. Back to your Exhibit 10, there's a text message between you and Mr. Boyd where he says that he's going to microdose some mushrooms, correct? Mm-hmm. And he says that he got from Marley's.
Yes.
What's Marley's?
It could be a person or it could be a shop. I'm not sure.
There's a vape shop named Marley's, correct?
A vape shop, yes, but that doesn't have anything to do with mushrooms.
Okay. Do you know anybody named Marley?
I mean, I know a few people named Marley, actually.
Okay.
We actually went to school with 2 Marleys.
Okay. And so, is that someone that, so when he said Marley's, did you know what he was talking about?
Not instantly, no. Marley's is a vape shop where you go get vape stuff and like other things like that. You don't go there and get mushrooms.
Okay.
Mushrooms are a thing you go and get at the store.
That's my question, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, anything? Thank you, ma'am. You must step down. Do you not have you have a short witness, Ms. McGill? I assume
You're aware that Dylan, or that there's been reports that Aiden, has reported that you have physically abused him?
Yes, and he also has done that to his school teachers and stuff. I've had to have meetings with the school saying that the school teachers were beating him with spatulas and all that before too.
Ms. Page, I'm going to pass forward the document.
all right.
Ms. Page, do you recognize this photograph?
I do from court last time.
Okay. Did you take this photograph?
I did not take this photograph.
Do you know where this photograph came from?
This photograph came from photographs that was taken of him, and he ended up going to the doctor. This is 2022. He had to go to the doctor because he had issues with school in kindergarten. In 2022, they had put him on Adderall. And the teachers were having issues at Westmead Elementary School, is where you can find that file at. But the teachers were having issues with him self-harming, him throwing desks, him hurting other kids and stuff like that while on that medication. He was not emotionally stable. He had severe anxiety while on that medication and everything at just the age of 6. And he was self-harming. There was times where he was literally chewing the skin off of his own body. There were times where he was trying to stab himself with pencils. He was hitting himself with things.
Hold on. Who took this picture?
I did not take this picture. I do not know who took this picture. It was sent, I've seen this picture before. It was sent to me. I'm guessing either Dylan or Taya had sent it. His sister Taya had sent it. They were the ones living with us at the time, and it was sent to me.
Was this photograph, are you aware that it was on your iPad?
It was on my iPad. Only way we got on my iPad is through Snapchat. Somebody would have to download my Snapchat and pull it off of saved photos.
So someone sent it to you on Snapchat?
No, I did not have, I had it saved underneath those memories through iOS because I had switched phones already.
How did you initially come to have this photograph on your iPad?
Somebody took it from whenever they came and went on there and drew out photos of me from 2019 that were pornographic videos on there, locked in there to put on my iPad that same day.
You have no idea who took this photograph?
It was either Dylan or Taya. They were the
How do
only
you
ones
know
living there.
when this was then?
Because I can see the carpet in the background and the design, and I know where that place is.
Where is this
The
place?
apartment. It is in his room, around his room, in the apartment in Bellevue, Tennessee, on Hicks Road.
And was he living with you at the time?
He was living with all three of us at the time.
All three, who's all three of you?
Dylan and his sister lived with us as well at the time.
Okay. So you did not take this picture.
I did not take this picture.
Were you aware of these marks on his leg?
I was. I took this photo actually to the doctor. The doctor was also aware of this mark, and they took him off Adderall and put him on Vyvanse
Not my
instantly.
question. Were you aware of these marks on his backside?
I was.
At the
and that's why
time
I
that
took-
they were there?
When I got the photo, yes, I became aware.
So before that, you weren't aware of these marks until you saw this photograph?
No, ma'am, I was working 2 jobs.
You were working 2 jobs. How old was Aiden in 2022?
He was 6.
Okay. He was showering by himself?
No, he still technically can shower by himself, but he doesn't wash everything. He doesn't do his conditioner or shampoo correctly and stuff.
So you never saw these when you were showering him or bathing him?
This was new. You can look by the photo and see that that was a newer mark. No, I did
Ms.
not.
Page?
I did not see that before the photo. No, ma'am, because these are new marks on here, and you can tell it by the photo.
But somehow you know when this was taken, just
I
because
do.
of the
I
carpet?
do know when this is taken because of the carpet and because of the decor in there.
And you know what month it was taken?
I do not know what month it was taken. No, ma'am. But I do know that there is reports at the doctor's office where I had to take him in for self-harm, and with the reports from the school at his doctor's office.
You keep saying self-harm. It's your
I don't
claim
know.
that the child
I
did
don't
this
know
to
if he did
himself?
that himself. I do not know if he completely did that himself or if somebody did that to him. I don't know. But I do know that the photo was taken into the doctor along with the notes from the school, and they took him off Adderall, and he has not had issues with it since, until recently, since December.
So if he's told people that you hit him with a hanger, that's what caused these notes, that's not true?
That's not true. He also told me that the teacher hit him with spatulas and hangers. We had meetings at the school for that as well, and the teachers had to talked me
Now-
down the fact that they were not doing that.
Will you agree with me that this looks like it could be a hanger?
I agree that that does look like it could be a hanger. I agree.
And so is it your opinion that he could do that to himself, hit himself from behind with a hanger that hard to make those marks?
I don't think he could, but I mean, I don't foresee either of them doing it either,
So
though.
it didn't concern you to report this? If
I
it wasn't you, to report
Did
this?
report it to the doctors.
Do you have any evidence of
And-
that today?
I did not bring it with me today, no, but it is with the doctor's office. That's why they changed his medication in the first place.
I'd ask that this be entered into the next exhibit.
I think we'll mark it as Exhibit 1 for this hearing, so. Now, we have not made exhibits of those reports that had been filed under seal. So at this point, I'm just marking this as the first exhibit. I have reviewed these. Do you want to mark these psychologicals as an exhibit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then we will mark as Exhibit 2, Ms. Boyd's psychological evaluation. As Exhibit 3, Mr. Boyd's psychological evaluation. Aiden's psychological evaluation will be Exhibit 4. We have one that is a non-custodial family parenting permanency plan that will be marked as Exhibit 5.
Would I have some additional photographs to pass forward?
All right.
From 2000,
Your Honor, I want to warn the court, these are lewd photographs, to say the least.
from my locked files on Snapchat that he had to put in my code that only he and I know to get off.
Ms. Boyd, do you recognize these photographs?
Yes, they're from 2019.
And
When
They
we were not
were-
together, we were separated, and he actually had full custody of Aiden, temporary full custody of Aiden at the time, but he was not seeing him. He just dropped him off
Ms.
with my
Boyd,
mom.
please limit your, I'm going to ask questions, okay? And you recognize these photographs. They're from your iPad, is that correct?
They're from my Snapchat. My Snapchat was not on iPad. He had to download it and pull these off for that. And his mother, and Terry Lynn has also, on recording on my phone, admitted to being the one to do that.
Okay, so Aiden uses this iPad, correct?
Aiden, they have that iPad, and Aiden, these photos were not on there until Thanksgiving of this year. They took it off that day. She admitted to it. But yes, he does use that iPad, and these were not on there when he did use them.
Okay.
I have it.
And so
There's
the first
video.
picture, is that you? The picture with the, looks like a Batman tattoo?
That is me.
Is that you? Okay, and the next picture, is that actually a video?
That is a video from 2000, actually, that's from 2018.
And is that a video of you masturbating?
That's a video that was locked on my thing, and it's not illegal or anything to have that locked in a locked thing where you have to have a passcode for.
It's not my question. My question is that a video of you
Yes, and there's also
masturbating?
many videos of Dylan as well on there.
And the third set of photographs, is that also you in these photographs?
That is also me in those photographs, in a locked area where nobody can get to except for Dylan and Boyd and I.
But you admit that Aiden has access to this
He does not have
iPad.
access to this, no, he does not. These were not on the iPad until he took the iPad the day that he doubted his mom, which I have, again, a recording of her admitting to it over the phone, of being the one to do so, to download, they downloaded Snapchat on my iPad.
So
when they
these are
took
in
it.
your Snapchat?
Those are locked in my Snapchat on only my eyes, so you have to put a code in to be able to see them, a passcode.
So you send them to people?
Now, that, in 2018, they were sent to a significant other.
What year were you married?
I got married in 2016, we separated in 2017, our divorce started in 2018.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd ask that those be entered as the next exhibit.
Mark them as a collective exhibit. This would be 6.
Ms. Boyd, do you recognize the document I've passed forward?
It is a text strand, and it was a text strand pulled from my phone, from the iPad, by linking the iPad to my phone.
Okay, and is this, are these text messages from you to someone else?
They're to me from somebody else.
Okay, and who are they from?
A significant other at the time, the significant other.
Okay, and who is that significant other?
Name is Shelley,
Okay, Shelley what?
Arm Street.
Okay, and is that who you're living with now?
That is.
Okay, and so is she in the gray bubbles?
She is.
Okay, and you're in the green bubbles?
I am.
Okay, and do you know when or about, so this is November 25th. Is that when this text message, does that seem correct to you, when this text message would have been sent?
Yes.
And you're in a sexual relationship with this woman, correct?
I am.
And her husband, correct?
I am.
And you're living with them now, correct?
I am.
Okay. And they have 2 children?
They have 3 children.
3 children? And those 3 children also live in the home?
They live in the home in separate rooms.
What do you mean they live in separate rooms?
They have their own rooms.
They have their own
Have
bedrooms?
separate rooms. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the children have, how many bedrooms does the house have?
Has the master bedroom, the living room, and then there are 3 other rooms and 2 bathrooms.
How many bedrooms does the house
The
have?
house has 2 bedrooms. The toddler sleeps in a baby bed. The
The house has
3-year-old.
2 bedrooms, so there's
2 bedroom, the 2
3
bedrooms that are
adults.
thing of, the back room is going to be turned into a bedroom. There is another room that's not used, that is a bedroom, that is not used as a bedroom right now.
There's 3 adults living in this home and 3 children plus Aiden, depending.
Relevance, please, on our sleeping arrangements for the children that,
Your Honor, or Miss,
You
I
just-
asked the questions.
You need to just listen to the questions she asked. If you have an objection based on a legal basis for an objection, you can object to the question because you're representing yourself. But other than that, you must answer the question rather than questioning why she's asking.
So my question was, there's 3 adults and at least 3 children full-time living in a 2-bedroom home, correct?
objection, because what's the relevance to this?
The relevance is the living conditions that the child, that Aiden would be living in, Your Honor.
This court, because this is a pending complaint for divorce, and although it's here on a restraining order issue, it nonetheless is still a question of whether or not this court will adopt a parenting plan and who should be the primary residential parent for this child. So it won't just be a parenting plan issue, or it won't be just a restraining order issue. It'll be also a question of whether or not, or what plan I put forward as to how this child is going to be parented. Part of that is going to be the respective environments that exist in your home as well as the home of Mr. Boyd, because I have to determine what's in the best interest of your son. So the question that Ms. McGill is asking you, having to do with the sleeping arrangements, is a common question asked in these kinds of divorces. It has to do with how many people, you need to quit putting your hand up in the air if you're, I'm going to have you removed from the courtroom if you don't quit gesturing. The question becomes whether or not you have appropriate sleeping arrangements for all of the children, and that's a legitimate question, so you must answer that question. And I will overrule any objection.
Third room is being turned into a single room for Aiden. The one that was not used for a bedroom, it was just used for the storage and everything. It was only going to be turned into Aiden's bedroom. That is what we're in the process of doing. So that would be, Colin would have his own bedroom. Bella, the 12-year-old, will have her own bedroom. Aiden would have his own bedroom. And then we'll either put an add-on for the 3-year-old when she's able to go to her own room, or she will go with her sister Bella.
What room do you sleep in
I sleep in the master bedroom.
with the other 2
Yes, with,
parties? And the other 2 people are married, correct?
yes.
Okay. Do you use drugs, illegal drugs?
I do not use illegal drugs.
Okay. I'm going to pass forward this document. Honor, did I ask that last?
You have not moved it, but I will have it moved as Exhibit 7, is that right? What was 6? Again, those other photos. Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, I gave you 4. There's just one for each.
Does this go with the prior one? Or is
No,
this a
Your
separate
Honor,
one?
this is a new one.
So Exhibit 7 is all right.
Do you recognize this document of
I
password?
do. I also recognize seeing them on Dylan's phone as well, as he did the same thing.
Okay, so is this you texting with somebody named Aaron Tanner?
It is me texting with somebody named Aaron Tanner, and he also, because of this, had police at his house, and they only found legal THCA there because it's not illegal, it's all legal stuff.
Okay.
That you could buy at the vape shop.
If you go down, just beyond halfway down the page, on where it says November 20th. Is that you in the blue bubble saying, "Hey"?
Yes, it's me in the blue
And
bubble
he
saying, "Hey."
responds, and then you say, "Do you have any more pot?"
That's not what that says. That says wax, and it is THCA, it is legal, and it's Tennessee and taxes get paid on it. You could go to the vape shop right now and get some, at the gas station and get some.
Well, then, if that's the case, then why are you buying it from someone named Aaron Tanner and not going to the
Because
vape shop?
it's $20 for it there or $50 at the shop.
And so you say, "Awesome, can I get a quarter?"
Yes, and he's actually the one that picked it up.
So you get a quarter. This is November 20th of this year, correct?
For 20th of this year.
Yeah.
It's not this year. We haven't
Oh,
hit
I'm sorry,
November
2025. 2025. That's
And
my
we
fault.
weren't separated until November 27th.
So you said, "Can you get a quarter?" Correct? And a quarter is not wax, is it?
Yes, it is.
So it's your testimony that you're buying legal.
Yes, and I also have
THC
photos of
from
it,
this person.
and I have photos of it, and I have recordings of it with DCS, that's what it is. They have tested it, showing that that's what it is, and they have photos of it, showing that that's what it is.
And I'm going to pass forward.
So are you making this the next exhibit?
What I'm going to do is make them a collective exhibit, Your Honor.
Same thing.
So if, again, just a little bit further than halfway down the page where it says Sunday, June 22nd, you say, "Hi, do you have any green?"
Mm-hmm.
How much is a quarter? $60. And that's you texting with him again, correct?
That is me texting with him again.
And is it your statement, do you maintain your statement that you're just
It's-
asking for legal?
I do. And that's
Marijuana.
what and there was a police documents. He had gotten raided at his house, and all they couldn't do anything. All they found was THCA.
So,
They tested it and everything.
green, that's not wax, correct?
That is CBD marijuana. But because that's green, and that's a whole different thing. That's honey. It's a jar of honey, which is what's considered wax, like beeswax. And then that's green would be the actual green part.
Recognize the next document I've passed forward?
Yep. Again, all the same stuff.
Okay. And you say, and this is on, do you have any carts?
Mm-hmm. Which you can buy those at the gas station right now too.
What are
But really
carts?
expensive. It's vapes. Which were
And-
easy
and
for
this
Dylan to take to
person's-
work, which is why he liked to take them to work, which is why I needed one of those actually.
And this person is some sort of authorized dealer of this stuff?
He has a friend that has a shop and gets the stuff that they're not putting out or that they change out from. And that's the reason why he was not arrested when the police raided him and found all of it.
Recognize these documents?
Again, same stuff.
Same stuff, and you're asking him for an eighth?
Same thing.
Then you say you'll take it? You picked it up?
Sometimes I picked it up, sometimes Dylan picked it up.
You recognize this that I've just passed forward?
I did.
And so you're going to meet your drug dealer at 3 o'clock?
And this was at Petro to meet Heather, and this one does not, if it was saying that it had the stuff and that was going to meet for that, then it would show what I was meeting for, and I'm not. This was somebody that I knew's parents too, that I helped take care of help with their grandparents and everything with. So we'd meet up for other things than just that on many occasions.
So this is the same person, Aaron Tanner, that you've been buying this wax and legal THC from.
Legal,
Correct.
all of it's legal, yes, and it's been
And-
tested by DCS.
Okay, but you're going to pick that up, and then you're going to head straight there to pick up Aiden, correct?
I did not pick that up here. It shows here, I told you it would show what I was picking up and asking for it, and it does not show that here, which means I did not go to pick that up at 3 o'clock.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to ask that all those text messages be entered as the next exhibit.
Let them collect the exhibit. What is this now? 8.
Ms. Boyd, are you currently working?
I am, I just started working last month.
Where do you work?
Braymont Kennels as a dog groomer.
Did you tell DCS that you were going to get a job with an insurance company?
I was looking into getting a job with an insurance company because I had not heard back from any grooming jobs, and then I heard back from this grooming job, so I then no longer took that offer from the insurance company for a remote job and took a grooming job because it pays better, and it's something that I was went to school for and that I know how to do.
How often do you work? What are your hours?
I work weekly, and I work till I'm done. I usually no later than 2 p.m.,
What time do you start?
8 a.m.
Every day?
Every day, at least. I'm off every other weekend for Aiden, and I'm off every other Monday and Thursday,
So you work Monday?
5 days a week,
Okay, and some weekends?
every other weekend.
Every other weekend, except that, and 5 days a week, except that every other week
The
you are.
weekend that I'm off, I'd work the entire 5 days.